What is good, everybody? It is MikeMan WBA here, back again with another TEW video, but this time it's not one of our series. It is a stand-alone episode, and this is Wrestle Experience 1 in honour of the brand new Monday Night Raw tag team, the Viking Experience. I bring you Wrestle Experience 1 live from the Carrier Dome. Let's jump straight into it as we have the Joshi Experience versus the Riot Experience kicking off the show, and it is Asuka beating Ruby Riott by submission with an Asuka lock, giving the win to the Joshi Experience. Some decent ratings there from the likes of Asuka. The others not great, but they are quite low down the card, giving us a kick-off match of a 49D+. Moving on from that, we have some good improvements from that match, actually, courtesy of Jeff Jarrett. We move on to a bit of a grudge match, as we have the KO Experience defeating the Ole Experience in 16 minutes and 5 seconds by pinfall with a pop-up powerbomb, with the KO Experience getting a 79 and the Ole Experience getting a 70. Great chemistry in their performances, which is nice to see, as that gets a 65C. Wonder why that's so low. Unable to use spinal impact moves and holding back. Unfortunate, really, but we move on anyway to the next match, where in a bout that had good wrestling and a decent reaction from the crowd, the Bagpipes Experience defeats the Muppet Experience in 11 minutes and 52 seconds by pinfall with the Claymore kick. Bagpipes Experience getting an in-ring performance of 85, and the Muppet Experience getting an in-ring performance of 74. Both of those as well getting great chemistry, which is always good to see. 77B match, very, very good for these two guys. Following that, we have a decent match where the returning Thugonomic Experience defeats the Musical Experience in 30 minutes and 40 seconds by pinfall with an attitude adjustment. Thugonomic Experience shone in this match, getting himself a 91 to the Musical Experience's 58, as that match gets a 74B-, which is very good indeed. After that, in what I think is our final non-title experience of the night, we have the House Building Experience defeating the Viper Experience in just under 15 minutes with a Styles Clash. A phenomenal match, 89A, as the House Building Experience gets an 88 and the Viper Experience gets an 82. 89A, a very, very good match rating. Unfortunately, no improvements from the two veterans, but a very, very good experience for the crowd here. As we continue on, it is our first title experience of the night, and it is the Australian Experience defeating the No Fly Experience in just over 10 minutes with the Murphy's Law. Australian Experience making defence number 5 of his Cruiserweight title experience. Australian Experience getting a 54, the No Fly Experience getting a 44. Not great from the Cruiserweights, but a decent little experience for the crowd. After that, we have tag team action, as the Iconic Experience defeat the Boss and Hug Experience in 10 minutes and 5 seconds when Peyton Royce defeats Sasha Banks by pinfall with a bitch kick. The Iconic Experience winning the WWE Women's Tag Team titles. Sasha Banks did the best in this match with a 63, Bayley with a 50, Peyton Royce with a 42, and Billie Kay with a 46. No work improvements, unfortunately, but a 53C-. Not bad at all. Our next experience is a three-way tag experience, as we have the Experience of Pain versus the Samoan Experience versus the Viking Experience, and it is the Viking Experience that get the win when Eric pins Akon by pinfall with the fallout, with the Viking Experience winning the SmackDown Tag Team titles. Always good to see. Unfortunately, a couple of people off their game, but the Experience of Pain doing decent, Viking Experience doing disappointing, and the Samoan Experience doing quite good in this match. A lot of improvements as well, which is good to see, and a 55C-, decent experience for the crowd, and the Viking Experience getting the first title match, or the first title win on their debut, which is good to see for them. After that, we have a match that really sort of had a bit of a blood feud behind it, as the Hollywood Experience gets the best of the Best in the World Experience in 8 minutes and 7 by pinfall with the skull-crushing finale. A lot of chaos in this match, which helped to hide how bad the Best in the World Experience performed, which is weird because he is the Best in the World Experience. Unfortunately, he was off his game, getting a 47. Hollywood Experience getting a 78. Unfortunately, the overbooking of the match wasn't liked by the crowd, as this match only gets a 57C-, which is unfortunate. So that experience was not a pleasant one for the crowd. But Hollywood Experience getting the big win over his bitter rival, Best in the World Experience there. And we move on to a fatal 4-way experience as the Samoan Submission Experience retains his United States title, defeating the Flippy Experience, the Goth Experience, and the Tranquilo Experience when he makes the Tranquillo Experience tap to the Coquina Clutch. A decent little match here with the Samoan Submission Experience getting a 78, the Flippy Experience getting a 50, the Goth Experience a 54, and the Tranquillo Experience a 65. So some decent match ratings, especially from the Samoan Submission Experience, not so much from these two. But still not a bad match, no improvements, and a 64C is a very solid experience for the crowd. After that, we have more tag team action as the Shield Experience defeat the Revival Experience in 11 minutes and 52 when the Big Dog Experience defeats Scott Dawson by pinfall with a spear. The Shield Experience winning the WWE Raw Tag Team titles. Big Dog Experience getting an impressive 83, and of course his tag partner, the Lunatic Experience, getting a 75, which is good as well, while both members of the Revival Experience sort of disappointed there with a 59 and a 60 respectively. Not too bad, but not quite the level of their tag team opponents. A 64C, again, decent experience for the crowd. Nothing to laugh about or shout about, but not bad at all. Lunatic Experience debuting a new power spot, which is interesting to see. After that, we have Intercontinental Championship Experience as the Demon Experience defeats the Experience in 12 minutes and 2 seconds by pinfall with the coup de grace. Great chemistry between these two as well, interesting to see, as the Demon Experience gets an in-ring performance of an 80 to the Experience's 67, as this match gets a 77B, so a very good match experience for the fans here. They will have loved this one, as the Demon Experience makes his, I believe that's his second reign with the Intercontinental title, which is good for him, and he'll be looking to have a long reign with that title indeed. Moving on to our first world title match of the night, and it is the Eco Warrior Experience that defeats the Monster Experience in 14 minutes and 42 seconds by pinfall with the S-Lock. Eco Warrior Experience making defense number 5 of his WWE Championship. Eco Warrior Experience getting an 88, which is very, very good. The Monster Experience getting a 74, which is still good, as that match gets an 84B plus. Great experience for the crowd. No worker improvements again, unfortunately, but a good world title match. Unfortunately, you'll notice this Wrestle Experience 1 is a show that is fairly similar to the fake WWE WrestleMania show. No idea what that was like. That was just a lucky guess in terms of some of the matches for this Wrestle Experience card. Unfortunately, no slot on the roster, or on the card I should say, for the New Day Experience. So the Monster Experience getting the title match on this occasion versus the Eco Warrior Experience, but coming up short. So maybe it'll be the New Day Experience's shot next up. But we'll have to see what happens on the next experience. After that, we have our other world title experience, as the Architect Experience defeats the Beast Experience in 14 minutes and 18 seconds by pinfall with a curb stomp, as the Architect Experience wins the Universal title for the first time, I believe, for the Architect Experience. Unfortunately not suited to his gimmick, but both good in-ring performances, and the Beast Experience and his manager Paul Heyman have good chemistry. So the Architect Experience getting an 81 and the Beast Experience getting an 82, as the match rating gets a 77B. Good experience for the crowd. And finally, in the main event, it's not great, but the Man Experience defeats the Crazy Experience, the Flair Experience, and the MMA Experience in 14 minutes 5 seconds when the Man Experience defeats the Crazy Experience by submission with the Disarmer. So the Man Experience wins both the SmackDown Women's title and the Raw Women's title on her big night in the main event of the biggest show, the biggest experience of the year, Wrestle Experience 1. So unfortunately the Crazy Experience with a disappointing 36, but the Flair Experience with a 74, the MMA Experience with a 75, and the Man Experience with a 76. 3 very good ratings there from probably our 3 main women's talent. Fans would have loved that experience if it was just those 3. Unfortunately the Crazy Experience worked her way into the match and unfortunately dragged it down a little bit. But the Flair Experience improving in performance skills, and the Crazy Experience improving in performance skills as well, with the 3 workhorses in that match, was always going to improve. So 66C+, average fan experience to end off this brilliant Wrestle Experience 1 show. We'll end the show. It's a 57C-, unfortunately a poor experience for the crowd. They were unhappy because they expected more interview experiences, more backstage experiences, more promo experiences, which they unfortunately did not get. So this experience lost us popularity in 42 regions, which is a great shame. But we're going to make speeches to some certain talents because they had some very good experiences out on the show. So let's go for... who should we go for? Let's go for the House Building Experience and the Viper Experience because they had the best match on the card. I'll be them. And then I believe the next best rating was the Eco Warrior Experience, I believe. So we're going to praise them. There we go. They're all happy or pleased that they had that sort of experience backstage after the show. As we have a picture of Austin, Vince McMahon and his very angry nipples there to sort of end the show with. And that'll probably be all for this episode, guys. I thank you very much for watching and hopefully enjoying this experience. Let me know if you did or not. I enjoyed this experience. I hope you enjoyed this experience too. And we'll see you guys soon for a brand new exciting experience. Goodbye.